I asked Ken. Ken said, sure, and, he said, just, help yourself, go, told me where stuff was, and, and I went and got it, and, he was fine with it. He told me, he's like, no problem, don't worry about it, blah, blah, blah. And there's 12 people in the locker room, and, I wouldn't steal nothing in front of 12 people. If I was going to steal something, I'd damn sure make sure nobody was in the locker room, because everybody knew that's where Ken's stuff was, and I'm not just going to go digging in Ken's shit with a bunch of people in the locker room. Ken didn't know about it. So anyway, I'd call him on the phone, we'd still talk, and, we're still friends. Well, in the meantime, he's going behind my back, burying me to everybody, saying I went into his bag, and so then all of a sudden people started coming to me and saying, hey, and in the meantime, I was giving Ken stuff, helping him out.
Right.
In turn, he's still burying me, but to my face, he's being my buddy to my face. So anyway, Johnny found out about it, and Johnny called me and asked me, and I told him the deal. And he said, okay, well,
that's dirty,
blah,
if that's true.
You can't be doing that, and this and that, and, So, I had surgery on my elbow, so I was out. And, so, I had, because after I did that, let me back up, because after I got some stuff from Ken, a couple months went by, and of course I'm giving him stuff and blah, blah, blah. Well, a couple months went by, and then Johnny found out about it. Well, he asked me about it. And, you're not supposed to do that. And, they found out somebody's giving people stuff, you're going to get fired. Because you're not supposed to do it.
It's bad business.
Well, I didn't get fired, number one. So I ended up having surgery on my elbows in June, because this happened back in April. So yeah, April, May, June. I had surgery in June, and then I'd been off, rehabbing my elbows until it was January. I think it was like January 22nd. Johnny called me, and then that's when they released me. And I think it has a lot to do with Ken, because Johnny knows that I was going to come back and beat the fucking shit out of Ken. And I think that's what it's got a lot to do with. Which I am. If I ever see Ken, I'm going to beat the fuck out of him. And I will. I don't give a shit if I go to jail. I'll get out.
Right.
And I'm just going to do it again.
Damn, Bob.
I'm going to be a pain in his fucking ass. This wrestling world's a small world. And one day, Ken's going to see me. And he better fucking go the other way. Because he ain't nothing but a coward. He is a true coward. He tries to come off as a badass to everybody, but when it comes down to fighting, he can't fight. He's a coward. And I'm going to whip his fucking ass.
Bob, you're mean. Let me get that back.
How to fight. That's all I got to say.
Woo!
Which I...
You don't know who did what, but while stealing out of somebody's bag. They said back in the day, some wrestler did dig into somebody, did get caught rumbling through somebody's bag. Not in WWF, but it was somewhere else. But man, this Bob Holly stuff. Oh boy, and Bob looks mean to start with. So about fucking with the guy. But yeah, I don't know, but I like that old Kennedy. I like old Mr. Kennedy. But yeah, you don't know what's true and what ain't. Because I remember Bob Holly. He was with the company a long time. So I remember he hated that the racing thing, the gimmick, the race gimmick. What was he called? A Thurman plug or something like that. Spark plug. He hated that. Yeah. He said he does race cars for real, but he said that he wasn't feeling that mess. But this, but yeah, this business here.
And if I ever see Ken, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of him, and I will. I don't don't give a shit if I go to jail. I'll get out,
Right.
and I'm just going to do it again. I'm going to be a pain in his fucking ass. This wrestling world's a small world, and one day, Ken's going to see me, and he better fucking go the other way, because he ain't nothing but a coward. He is a true coward. He tries to come off as a badass to everybody, but when it comes down to fighting, he can't fight. He's a coward. And I'm going to whip his fucking ass. That's just the bottom line. He better learn how to fight. That's all I got to say.
Has he ever tried to contact you at all since, or no?
Nope. No. And see, what the kicker of the whole thing is, after all this, the whole time he was going behind my back burying me, he was getting stuff from me, and I was helping him out. And it's like, and I talked to John Cena about it, I talked to Sean about it, I talked to a lot of guys about it, and it didn't make sense, because if somebody goes in.
And then I remember, if I remember correctly, he turned around and got fired, because I guess he was a match with Cena or Orton. He said, I don't know if it was Cena or Orton. One of them almost fell on their neck, or on their back of their head wrong, or something. They said he was being careless. So that's kind of crazy, because then he turned around and they turned around and he was gone. So that is something else. That is something.
In my bag, and I don't want them to go in my bag. I don't give a fuck if they can whip my ass or not. I'm gonna fight him. And if he had a problem with it, why didn't he tell me right then and there he had a problem with it? Because he's a coward. That's why. Ken Anderson, you're a fucking coward.
That's right. Exclusive shoot. Said his real name is Ken Anderson, but man, I don't know, because I know they say I know some they say Bob was a bully. No, Bob didn't do it. He did this. He did that. 'Cause I remember I'm probably re-upload it later. What they say Bob Holly the bully or something like that. And I know. I think in the video, Maven and Maven and damn, what's his name? The younger one, Spike. Yes, Spike had his back saying about the that beating, about the tough enough thing. So it wasn't no damn beating. He said because and then I remember Maven said he said Orton got a lot worse than the other guy or something like that. But yeah, I don't know, man. Just said he's trifling, digging through the man's bag and all this kind of stuff. And then I don't know. That's some shit there. Because if you catch somebody going in, I'm sure if you catch somebody going in your damn bag, you'd be ready to break their damn fingers. You don't care who it is, or digging in their bag. But I don't know. He said he gave him permission, then turned around and said something else. But I don't know. That's crazy.